this way. Oh, shit. Okay, ready?
Good.
The battery light's flashing.
Stop falling down the stairs!
Wait, I feel like I need like a smoking jacket and a pipe. Oh, that was my.
K-Max.
You wanted a Sherlock Holmes hat too. Okay, wait.
The battery light's flashing.
Battery light's flashing.
Oh, you want the bass? Just the bass.
It plays lower.
Yeah, it's 4 strings, the bass.
What's your name?
Tyler.
Tyler?
Yes.
And over here, you don't play anything with the strings. Like I see, like hitting this object, like percussion, right?
Whatever you want to call it.
And then xylophone. You're very Frank Zappa feel.
Bell kit.
What do you call yourself?
Van Ruco.
Van Ruco?
He bought me pizza once.
I like Juggernaut better as a name, but I think that works.
Juggernaut.
And now we have
You're for now going to be known as
the new
Juggernaut.
guy.
The new guy. He looks very scared.
Your name is,
He looks terrified.
your name is Tom?
Yeah, Tom.
Tommy in Flames, we'll call you.
There we go.
Tommy in Flames. Right. So this how long have you been in the band? It's just been like a couple months now.
No, about maybe a month.
About a month.
Weeks.
I don't know.
I've
Don't look at me.
He disappeared one day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he just showed up and you couldn't get rid of him. The Dan Spitz technique. Only
Yeah. I just came in, showed up, started playing with him one day.
Right. Well, it's going to be like this every month. You're going to find yourself in a basement doing an interview with a guy making jokes about his bald spot right now. So just so you know, get used to it right now. Only that guy probably won't try to. You might have seen earlier, I made several very unsuccessful attempts to hijack the band from Deanna. They all failed miserably, every attempt of mine, but that's not important. Well, anyway, one of the reasons why I could never front a band like this is because it requires actual singing. And that's, we can talk about this style over here. It's, people would call it trad metal.
What?
Or traditional heavy metal, or classic metal, or old school metal.
NWOBHM.
NWOBHM. You guys formed in the UK between 1979 and 1981.
Yeah, we did.
Wow. Okay. Well, are you guys Sledgehammer?
I don't think
Is that
she
the
was
band?
born yet.
Then we had a reunion tour in '83.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Been on a long break since then.
Okay. Long
They
breaks.
did that tour in Japan and just disappeared.
Yeah.
They found
Spontaneously combusted.
They found of youth and they can return.
And then
So.
most of you guys joined
Jesus
Praying Mantis, right?
We're
Yeah.
called Jesus Bishop.
Jesus, but okay. But yes, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Dio, Lizzie Borden, Hellstar. I didn't want to say that name, but I said it.
I almost put
These are the names.
names.
These are the names.
None of the bands notes? that are
Yeah.
influential to us and
Have
that I ever listened to.
Never listened to any of them,
I've heard them, but I don't listen to them.
but you hate Judas Priest,
Yes.
You do?
right?
Yes, actually.
Really? Really? I never knew
What
that.
style really-
I never knew that. I never knew that. Why?
I'd say a lot of old Metallica.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Now we're talking. Hairball.
Yeah, so it's a lot. Sorry, a lot of old Metallica. A lot of old Metallica, old Ozzy.
Old
the
Ozzy.
Randy Road.
Oh yeah.
Days. That's the biggest two from metal genre type of influences.
So basically, old Ozzy and old Metallica.
Yeah, that's about it.
Just those two bands.
That's it?
Yes.
That's it? That's awesome.
Can you do you looking at me, looking at you? Can you do that
No, I
song?
don't even know what that is.
That's a Lost Randy Road song.
Really? Well, I guess I
very
still
good.
lost to me.
You look
That is awesome.
Version of Blizzard of Oz, it's on there.
Okay.
If you buy the current version of Blizzard of Oz, it's on there.
It's on there.
That's JB.
I'd
He's the
rather see you
expert.
guys play Revelation.
It's
Mother
okay,
Earth.
but
Oh, that's a favorite
it's
of
not
mine.
one of
yes,
Randy's
that's
best
the
songs,
one.
but it's good.
Mita and I are going to do an Ozzy and Lita Ford Close My Eyes.
Lita
Forever.
Ford's
Oh,
bus.
okay.
Not really.
We see any of that?
No, you have to do Kiss Me Deadly.
Oh, close your eyes for me. No, I think we do have a bit of a Priest fan over here, just judging by the shirt I'm looking at.
Possibly.
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 Or is everyone in the band just into Ozzy Osbourne,
No, that was-
Metallica, In Flames, and the Misfits?
That's just.
I'm not a fan of anything.
You're not a fan of anything?
I like
He's a no
guitars.
frills kind of guy.
No, I'm a fan of
I like that
myself.
shirt, dude.
You're a fan-
Yeah,
yes,
he is a
you are your
I have a
biggest
couple
influence.
of
You should.
I don't have all of them, but I got a couple of them.
Wait, what's on your shirt?
It's like 25.
Guitars.
I've
Guitars.
seen you
You
describe
got
yourself
guitars.
as a throwback band. That was in a certain video that you posted up on YouTube. Those are
Yeah,
your
I can say
words.
that, yeah.
So a throwback to, what are you throwing back to?
Early 80s metal, I suppose, really.
Stuff that this guy doesn't like. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's exactly.
So I was right the
Great
first time
interview.
about your band.
Yes.
Right.
So why don't you like Judas Priest?
I just don't like the songwriting.
You don't like the Sentinel.
I don't even know that song by name.
I am sworn to avenge right now.
Well, sing it for
Condemned
me.
to hell.
Not the blade off
So
you.
Kevin, you are like a touch of evil.
Oh!
Oh, that's my favorite song.
That's a stripper song right there. Bow, 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 bra. One shot.
Okay, well look. Look, guys, I can still hit every note on Victim of Changes, just so you know, but I'm not going to go into that.
He already did that with Amble Bitch. We don't need to revisit this.
You've been fooling with some hot guy, and I'm not going to go into it.
No,
But anyway, when did this band form?
It was a long time ago with
In a galaxy
that
far,
guy.
far away.
with that guy right there. With Jesse Van Ruco. About 10 years ago, we were both dating these two horrible women at the time. That's how we And so,
That's awesome.
as I said,
Shout out to the
Jesse stole
bitches.
from me later. That was the only good thing to come out of those relationships is the fact that we met each other.
Okay.
Can we give them a shout out? Give a shout out.
That's a very
Give a
tough.
shout out to the wenches.
Yeah, shout out to the bad women.
Do you remember their names?
Yes, but I choose not to pronounce them.
Thank you.
Right.
It'll cause trauma.
They might be
Anyway,
watching.
That
sure
give a
there
shout out. Hey, say I don't say thank you for.
so then a couple hundred people later, literally, without exaggeration, we found this awesome singer, and she is quite awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is so amazing. Then we found what we call the perverted bassist right
Yep.
here. And
He is
this
such a
guy
pervert.
He's a. you
Well, he
can
has
see-
a beard, so I automatically.
Exactly.
I assume he's either that or a hipster.
And you should see him work his tongue.
You'd rather he be a
It's
pervert than
really
a hipster, right?
What'd you name it?
I'll take a pervert over a hipster any day.
Okay, say that again for the record.
Like,
One more time.
Amber Alert.
I will take a pervert over a hipster any day. You and your dumbass mustaches can suck my toes.
All I
They
know
would
about
like that.
hipsters is the
No, only
mustaches
perverts
and the
would do
bright
that.
flannels, so I can't even get the
Kinda
name
like
of
Don't
it.
forget
Alright.
the V-neck and the scarf. The lower your V-neck, the easier it is for me to stick the knife right about there.
And Florence, no more rage against Florence and the Machine.
Actually, you want to give
But,
him a kidney.
Right. So.
That's very ironic.
So anyway, so when the band started, did it have a different sound than right now? Did she basically hijack the band and make it to the 80s sound and stuff that you didn't like?
no, that is not correct. It always had that sound. It's just a lot of people like to call it different things, and that's great. You know, whatever. You have your opinion. That's what you
Old
think
school
it
metal,
sounds like.
shred metal with operatic
Exactly,
vocals.
exactly. You can call it that. That's fine. I just
Metal
call
with
it.
singing?
I call it music. You know.
You call it music.
Yeah, and sometimes it sounds like something. That's cool.
I guess when you have to land certain gigs, it'd be like, you know,
Exactly.
You can play with a bunch of hipster bands. It'd be like you don't fit the bill. It'd be like, yeah, well, we're music, man. We play music. You know.
Yes.
So if you
I liked it before it was cool.
I liked it before it was cool. Well, anyway, before I down some Pabst Blue Ribbons upstairs, I must say that looking over here, you have some really awesome looking equipment, and I'm not making a come on to meet over.
we're
here.
gonna do your segment next. We're gonna break and do that separately.
Okay, so I can't.
Pay attention.
No.
Come on.
This is the other story.
Oh, this is the good stuff.
The story, yes.
The good story, yeah. This is, I'm not just gonna talk about the.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted. Shut the fuck up, Becca. Okay.
That's what I've been saying all day.
He's been doing this for years, but you can't tell.
No, I've always been the great voice behind the microphone.
Chris. Sorry. Anyway, that put me in a different world right over there. That was,
He has an interesting story. Just let him tell the story. Don't ask any questions.
yes. Why don't you tell me an interesting story without asking any questions before you cough into the microphone?
Don't cough in the microphone. Stop!
Well, it started maybe I was 12 years old and found myself strangely attracted to women. And ever since then, I don't know. It's very interesting. But then many years later and many moons, all this fancy equipment that you see over there was located at our rehearsal studio.
Location unknown.
Location is known. Screw that. 2126 East Tioga Street.
Oh my god.
That's
In
right.
Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia.
Historic
You suck!
Yeah, and so one day I get a call from the owner. Just one call. Missed call, no message. So I call him back later.
Sorry.
Turns out everything of mine was stolen, about $18,000 worth of equipment. And they just punched a hole through the wall, no security, no forced entry into the building. Nobody wanted to call the cops, definitely looked like an inside job.
Did not touch the drums. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you're watching, thank you. I appreciate that.
That was the hideous logo.
Thank you for not burglaring my drums. Burglaring.
Yeah, and so everything was nice and stolen, and no leads. Until the morons who stole it decided to try to sell some of that gear on Craigslist. And a friend of the band, who's in another band, located this ad and forwarded it to me. So I made up a fake email address and emailed the guy. I was Steve J305. That was me.
That was you made up your
How
own
did you
name.
come up with that?
It was completely random. You know, I wanted to make a believable looking email address. So 305 could
was
look
pretty
like a
legit.
birthday. You know, and
That's brilliant.
thank you. And so, you know, I respond to the ad. The ad said, like, I just want $16.50 for this amp. It's like this rare German import. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Was that wait a minute? What did the ad
Is it
say?
here today?
Yes, it is. So the ad said.
Can we interview the app?
Yes. The ad said the Engel 100-watt power amp for sale, $16.50, cash only, good condition like new. So I'm like, oh gee, I wonder whose that is. So I emailed the guy, I'm like, hey man, so is $16.50 the final price, or can I do like a trade and some cash, lower the price, and do you have a serial number? He's like, nah man, cash only, but I can lower the price a little, no serial number. So he emailed from his real name, so right away I looked him up. The guy worked 2 blocks away from where the burglary took place.
Dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. Really should not have been working.
We
there.
should also repeat that a friend of yours actually saw the ad first
Yeah,
and
yeah. So
called
a
you.
lot of people, a lot of bands were on the lookout. So thank you very much, everybody, wherever I'm pointing to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and,
even forwarded
Pointing to
that.
Siberia,
yeah, exactly. See everybody.
the country.
And so yeah, and I started talking to the guy, and the guy did not know how to speak English very well, so I dumped myself down quite a bit. Also, started using broken grammar, cursing a lot, no punctuation, you know, and it was very believable. And you know, I just rambled, made no sense, and he fell for it. And so I pretty much had him bring the amp to my house with 2 detectives waiting there, and Jesse was there, and my martial arts instructor was there, and he was pretending to be Steve J305. That was my martial arts teacher. As the 2 cops, Jesse and I, were hiding behind a wall, and these 2 big fat guys show up.
Both named Lou. Oh, can we say that?
God damn
Yeah,
it,
that's
Jesse.
okay. First,
Suck.
Edit that out on post.
That's right.
yeah, we will. But it's
And,
first name. Just the first name's fine.
Yeah, and the cops cuff him right away, and the guy's like, "Oh, well, we didn't know it was stolen. Oh, yeah, sir, I don't have any idea. I don't know what's going on." So anyway, and then they said where the rest of the stuff was at a buddy's house of theirs, and then we just drove over there, picked all of it up, and that was excellent. And they are retarded.
So what did the guy's face look like when you walked out?
What if they were just really big fans? And then when I saw
They were very big. I don't know if they were fans, but they're definitely very, very big. And so yeah, actually what my martial arts instructor was saying, because one guy walks in, this big guy, and he was telling me afterwards how he was thinking, all right, do I go for the leg? Like he was. Then I saw the even fatter guy walks in behind him. He's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to pull out all the tricks for this one. But it all worked out. But the best moment, the most excellent moment happened when we were all sitting upstairs screwing around. The 2 cops were like, you know, laughing and blah, 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 being very unprofessional. And all they brought with them, the cops, all they had is just a printout of the Craigslist ad. That is the only formal documentation they had of the burglary. But anyway, besides that, so we're all waiting, joking around, and then the doorman calls up and says, oh, Steve, he was in on it. Lou is on his way up.
Bleep.
Yeah, exactly. And all of us just shut up, and you know, we get in our hiding positions, and everyone's waiting. And at that wonderful moment, one of the officers' cell phones goes off with the most obnoxious, loud ringtone, some crap like La Cucaracha. Everyone just loses their composure, and then knock, 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 and it's like, oh, trying to turn off the cell phone.
We should do a reenactment of this.
It was very good. Yeah, and so now there's going to be a preliminary hearing. The first one was already postponed because the officers did not show up to it on time.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
Worse
Oh my god, you're kidding me.
You're
Philly's
watching.
finest right there, you know?
Thanks.
Yeah, they were really cool guys, but I think they didn't care too much about, you know, being timely and doing things. But they were pretty awesome. If I was a cop, that's how I'd want to be also.
But on time.
Well, good thing I'm not.
Bro, you don't hear too many ringtones these days. It seems to me everyone has their phone on vibrate now.
Yeah, that was just, he must have like an extra speaker there or something. That was like, oh.
What did the guy's face look like when he first walked out and he realized he was busted?
Very fat. But after that, it looked very surprised and still very fat.
Like,
yeah.
that is
And
so
then they were
funny.
just, sitting there glass-eyed, like they look so guilty. And the fact, that when the officer cuffed them, told them the stuff was stolen, they weren't even like surprised. They were just like, yes. They just already knew. They were just waiting what someone else was gonna say. So it's just very obvious that, from my opinion, that they were lying and that they did it and they knew exactly who stole it if it wasn't them.
What was their story if it wasn't them?
The guy said, oh yeah, someone just brought, how South Philly is, someone just brought it into my work, which isn't even in South Philly. And, I just bought it off him, I was trading stuff. It's just kind of funny that this
Why would you buy an
guy,
amp?
who did not look, very successful in his career or in his endeavors, would just have 18,000 cash laying around to just buy random high-end custom guitar equipment to sell, which he does not even know what it is. So, But that's his story and he's sticking to it, so good luck to him.
You stick to it, fat ass. You stick to it.
It was very fat.
Jail cell stick to his fat ass.
Yeah.
Boing!
Yeah, he was like at least like 3 or 4 Jessies.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going if I keep gaining weight.
Yeah, you're nowhere near their size yet, man. You got a long way to go. At least like 2.5 of you, man. At least. At least.
Who's Fat Louie?
Today.
Fat Louie.
Yeah.
Right, now were they hipsters?
I had a guinea pig named Fat Louie.
I don't know. I didn't like them much, but maybe. I'd say they were more like the tattooed up fat guy kind of look.
Oh, okay.
Parkour!
Yeah.
Were they in metalcore bands? Do you know? Or?
They just denied any association with music even. They were just playing it dumb,
That's a big
saying like, we
lie.
don't know
That's
what
a
this
big
stuff
lie.
is, we don't know anyone,
Bunch of
so...
bullshit.
Like I said, nothing, there's no, let's just say nothing is settled right now, so those are just the facts.
But there
We're
will
all glad
be.
you got your stuff back.
there will
And
be
especially me,
Right.
I'm very
There's been
glad.
many bands that lost their stuff and never got
Yeah,
it back.
so I heard a lot of horror stories, just people emailing me every day, telling their horrible stories. That's pretty much what the police department said, like, yeah, we're not even gonna try to look for it. It's just a
Well,
wild
thank God
police
your
state.
friend himself found him. Like, so I know everybody was looking.
Yeah. So that was most excellent.
Wow.
So
you
thanks
call
everybody.
World's Dumbest and do a reenactment on World's Dumbest.
We should do a reenactment. It'd be
I
funny
want
as
to
shit.
reenact my life on that show.
We'll just have to
We can do one episode with you guys.
Well, we get to meet Danny Bonaducci if we do that.
Oh,
Oh God! The second thought, not.
can he rejoin the Nut Hut if we do it? Can he reunite with Patty Steele and Lander in the morning?
All right, guys.
Oh, God.
Focus.
I blew out my voice doing that horrible.
Can we
5 minute
interview the
number.
singer now?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do it.
Oh, he's not the spokesperson.
he's
She
not the
is.
spokesperson.
I am
He just
the
had.
spokesperson. Screw you, man.
Yeah, he had more reverb than that.
Sit down, girl.
What did I do?
Somebody get his medication, please.
Shoe at you.
So, regardless of what this fellow says, you definitely have a very big Judas
I
Priest and Iron
misinterpreted.
Maiden influence, right?
Can we interview the shoe?
We can, not too bad today.
Not too bad.
Gotcha, it
Hey,
is.
Kevin actually
No, it isn't.
Uh,
No, it isn't.
I don't want to have a dick measuring contest here, but this is pretty bad.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
sniffed it. Did you get a good whiff?
Where to go from there?
I'm not sure. Really.
Surprisingly.
Now you guys have
Yeah,
just
that's a
put
big
out
officer.
an LP. What are those LPs? You put those LP CDs, a full-length album called Brains and Bruises, a front cover of which has one of you punching the other.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's reenact
have
that.
the audience guess who's punching who.
Yes,
I
it's
know.
Who's punching who?
very vulgar. It was a very vulgar display of power, is what I thought. You put them on the cover. Oh, that. So you gave him a fistful of metal. But
Very nice.
when was that released? Was that 2010 or was that 2011?
2011, at the end of 2011.
It was October.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So how much of your live set is from that record?
Half.
Half?
Yes.
So is the
50%.
is the rest of from the record that's on the way?
Yes. That is correct.
Cool.
It's correct, sir.
Or?
That is correct.
When will we be seeing this record?
There's no ETA yet, but it will be soon or late. You never know.
Because you got that was self recorded
Yes,
that
yes,
one.
Yes.
That's before, and you were doing all the strings on that album.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
And you produced it.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No.
No. Okay. Sorry.
Like another whiff.
Oh yes.
That'll calm you down.
Well, it's been great.
All right.
Let's do the other one.
Weird.
Mastermind and mistress, right here.
The master.
This is how I get inspired. Breakers! Oh god.
That's the secret behind everything.
Now,
It's just-
if any of you had any kind of,
Socks, you mean?
if any of you guys had any sort of musical training,
Well, we know one can play. She can play a plethora of instruments. We found out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not in this band.
Insert
challenging
clip.
one.
Of,
You can-
insert
you
clip
can
of her
whip out
playing
a
the harp
harp,
here.
I guess, at some point, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a harpist. But
Or a harp.
harpy.
maybe a
Harpy.
harpy.
No, harp.
Beat it to it, you son of a bitch.
The bass player
Harpo
playing
Marx.
banjo later.
No, that guy.
Oh, it was you? You're talking about that guy.
Yeah.
Someone was playing the banjo in the other room.
I was-
Right?
That guitar.
Is this Pride and Glory? Says this band. Now you just lose in your mind. Okay. Well, anyway, what can we expect on the record? Is it going to be more of an early Ozzy Osbourne Metallica crossover from those?
I think it's better if someone else answer that question because I'll just give a difficult answer
It's-
that doesn't, help anyone.
Doesn't make any sense.
No,
Okay, fine.
no.
It's much heavier, honestly.
I don't agree with that.
I don't know.
I don't know. Some of the stuff we've been churning out
Are you
lately, he wrote.
are you making your painkiller pretty much, or your jugulator for that matter?
I think it's in between those two albums is the era we were really striving for.
Okay. Painulator? Jugulator killing time now. Yes.
I don't know. The first album had a lot more. There's more melodic stuff in it.
I don't agree with that.
But
What is
you
it
want to
based?
answer this?
Are more of the rest based around half steps or whole step intervals?
1/3 steps.
Yeah,
One
lots of
third
30-second
It's
minutes.
an Indian scale.
You go from
Well,
white key to
triplets.
black key or white key to white key.
Hey man, we don't see color like that.
You don't see color.
But their amps do.
That's right.
So this new album's going to be angrier. It's going to be thrashier.
Triple rainbow.
It's going to be. You're going to sound like Napalm Death.
That would be great. No, not at
That's a
all.
little extreme.
You're not going to do
No,
any
I
Karen
mean, it's-
Crisis for us.
In my opinion, I think that some of the newer stuff that he's been writing lately is definitely heavier than earlier Mistress. But I mean,
Give me that. Let me respond to this.
oh my god.
You're going to make it sound like Theater of Tragedy? Is that what you're going to
Well, I agree with Deanna, but I believe the extra heaviness comes from the fact that we're all now slightly better performers. So for example, Deanna is singing a lot better now. She was already, singing very well on the first album, but now it's even better. And just the whole band, the arrangement. So I think the writing style is pretty much the same, but everything sounds heavier because she's singing more aggressively, which adds a lot to the heaviness. We're playing, tighter, better. So
You got a good new rhythm guitar player.
Yeah.
Well, so you just naturally playing faster and put more oomph into it, and that's where you think the extra
I
heaviness
think
comes
so.
from.
But that's what I think. So.
But she's looking at me like, no, he thinks wrong. He's completely. You're ready to give another album punch. The front cover of this album is going to be you giving him like 3 punches. Right?
He's going to be punching her.
No, it's
her
gonna be the
punching
picture
him.
of me poking Tom in the eyes. Yeah, he's got to get used to it now. Everybody in the band is used to me fucking with him. but-
Well, then
Yes,
people
yes,
might lump you in with my band if you do something that silly. Just beware. I don't think I could have
Yeah,
It's
Tom,
not
it's
going
only
to be
just
the Tigers
beginning.
and robots,
The
is
first
it?
time I saw you guys, you were just
Just
jabbing
doing
him
it.
in the forehead.
Maybe.
You actually slapped me in the face.
I think I did accidentally smack you in the face last night, yeah. Well, to my credit, you were all up my grill.
Oh! Yes, I do notice that Mistress does favor silly behavior.
Why not?
Exactly.
We're having fun. It's a good time.
Have fun. Yeah, I think maybe you guys ought to do like a Christmas special.
I was
Or
saying
something
that
like
the
that.
other day, a Mistress Christmas.
Do it before my band does it. Do it before my band does it. That's all I
Well,
can
you'd
do.
have
We're
to
invited
cover
to be
with
on.
AC/DC's Mistress for Christmas,
Yeah.
though. Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
And if you zoom in on Jesse, you notice the whole time he's sitting stroking his sticks.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Wondering.
Yeah, that's
I
just-
noticed that. I noticed that.
And what do they think about that?
I'm trying to stay out of the line of fire. Just kind of.
Yeah. It's how he gets his rhythm. As you notice, when we play songs, he always speeds up a little at the end. Well, that's why.
What?
Huh?
Now we also, the first time we also had some
so
of a
lighthearted.
pop influence or something like looking for love, not in all the wrong places, just in the wrong places.
Yeah.
I also noticed, who was that written by?
Aye, Captain.
All you?
Yes.
That was all you?
Yes.
Yeah, so I noticed it sounds very poppy in the beginning, then it goes in more of a traditional metal sound from that, not like Judas Priest or Iron Maiden, maybe something like early Ozzy, maybe a little Jakey Lee or Ozzy. I'll probably get kicked for saying that, but...
Oh, no. See, again, because I'm
Jakey
glad
Lee, my
you're
gosh,
hearing all
I love you,
that.
Jakey.
Because again, my writing style is completely, I don't even pay attention to anything. I just write what melodies I like, and that's it. And they end up sounding like something, because it's going to sound like something no matter what.
Well, they are melodies in the end, and that's something, not to diss a lot of the other metal bands out there right now, but most from what I'm hearing, and you know, and this goes for a lot of people at share the stages, for better or worse, it's not this, it's that there isn't really a lot of melody.
Yeah, and
in
that's
there.
why
There's death, there's grind, there's thrash, old school thrash, not ripping on any of those styles, but you definitely
that's when you're saying, like, oh, the band, like, what are your influences? And just that statement implies that there's no melody, that your writing is based on a particular style and arrangement, so you're actually pulling riffs directly from other bands and styles. And so then you're not really writing, you're just kind of like, oh, well, usually in this we go up 2 steps to go to the breakdown, and because in this style, then we got to slow the tempo down, and that's death Bulgarian metal, you know. It's
Nasal core.
nasal core. Yeah, that's the term that I made up.
Yeah, and so that's
Nasal
one
core.
way of doing it. That's
The new
more of
genre,
a
we just made it
technical
up.
type of writing. Me, I just like melody. That's all I really care about. And so then, you know, I come up with some melody and then arrange it in a kind of a way that sounds cool, and that's it. And that's why I don't really like answer influence questions well, because. But then you sound like an asshole when you give the answer that I'm giving. But that can't be helped, because that's the truth.
He's just
answer.
answering a question about answering a
you'll
question.
write the melody, you'll come up with it, then you'll dig it into your backyard somewhere, and you'll leave it there for about 4 years, and then
At
you
least.
get 3 kids from the neighborhood to go and shovel up your backyard and
You
find
gotta let
it.
it ferment a little bit.
Right, ferment, right.
And then it, see, all goes back.
all goes back, it all goes back.
It all, it's a circle.
And okay, well,
Vicious circle.
the vicious circle, right? And that's where Mistress.
Yeah, that's why we sound like Judas Priest. Yeah.
That's why you sound like Judas Priest.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's why you sound like Teddy Tarnoff.
We have gone full
Metallica,
circle.
and
Yes.
Queen Diamond.
Don't forget Marky Mark. He's a big influence.
Marky Mark.
Much.
You could be his underwear model. He was.
Yeah.
He started out as one.
Yeah.
The first time I ever met you, but I don't know if you had any clothes on at all. Maybe it was just your underwear. but
I'm
his pants.
sure I had pants.
She
on.
was
I know I
cartwheeling
had
across the
pants on.
green room of Dobbs at the Metal
Definitely
Fest.
had
Yeah.
pants
Cartwheeling
on.
You didn't have a
across the
shirt
street,
on.
I
You had no
remember
shoes
that,
on. It was the middle of winter time.
I had pants.
What
on.
was that? You had pants on. I know you had pants on. I know you weren't
Exactly.
naked. You weren't naked, but and I wanted to interview you guys, but I never got an interview. I was really sick that night, but that was right after that night or that.
Whoa, that was.
Derek got home from
Oovlo.
a gig and he said, "You guys used to be at Mistress. I just saw them at Jimmy's or something. They're
I bought your
freaking
CD
phenomenal."
that night.
You
That's
The
did.
right,
next day
yes.
we're at the Metal Fest,
I
which was
ate
a debacle.
dinner
But
that night,
he's
thanks
like,
to
"Dude,
you."
Mistress is here.
Wow.
Mistress is here. We gotta get them."
The downside of that
I still
is-
didn't even get to meet you, but
No, you can't get rid of
amazing.
me.
That's okay. It was really tasty.
All right, so wait, martial arts, huh?
Yeah.
It's like David Lee Roth, basically. You learn all this stuff to
He
do
was
to
a
on
Jew,
stage
too.
rooms.
Yeah, that's why.
And he's Jewish.
So is that your other influence? Other
definitely.
Jews in metal? Is that-
Yeah, I love Jews.
You could start a
Give us some
you could
Marty
start a
Friedman,
club.
Alex Skolnick
You
movies
could start
on
the
this?
Star David Rockers.
David Rocker. Adam Sandler. I know Adam Sandler. Is a Jew.
Oh, yeah, my God.
Let's not forget Betsy Bitch. We all remember. You remember Betsy Bitch?
Yeah.
I still got a bunch of that stuff on cassette.
Okay.
Bessie
Yeah.
bitch.
Live for the Whip.
Hell yeah.
Bitch was her
I
thing.
think Jesse is influenced by Jews a lot also.
It's true.
Yeah.
Are you influenced by Jews a lot?
Evan Seinfeld from Biohazard.
Oh
Is that
yeah,
your
yeah,
kinda track?
yeah, definitely.
Deanna.
Leslie West from Mountain. Give us some of that.
That's incredible.
He's a Mississippi.
yeah.
He was a
I don't
Mississippi
know
Jew.
why I do it. I haven't even gotten into Anthrax yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well,
So-
like I said, we don't see color, so
Deanna, are
What's
you
the deal?
influenced by Jewish
They
people?
don't see color, but the ramps do.
that's right.
she's like, yeah, it's a fucking interview right now. All right, guys, why don't we take a break? You guys hungry?
Yes.
Why don't you guys eat?
Been ready for about a half an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna do a break and we're gonna do JB Metal. Then we're gonna come back to gear segment and they're gonna play a couple more songs. That's that.
Hey, come to-
And think about if there's anything important you guys did not talk about in your interview, you might want to bring out. You have the freedom to do such at that time.
We're just talking about the comic book character Rogue.
Yes.
I can open up that door and I
She
can
can
show a
lift
picture.
50 tons over her head and fly. So.
Well, I think we should do a separate interview section about how Deanna developed her style and why.
Oh,
she's
I would
singing
definitely
and
interview
stuff.
Deanna separately.
I think so. That's important.
Yeah, we're gonna break it off and we're gonna hear.
Probably